Alright, we are live. So yeah, the two of you have freedom of movement, which, is that what the little arrows are on your...
That's on me. I don't think Brina put it on hers, but
Right.
yeah, that
It's
was
not
mine.
my
Put on
fault.
there. Just, oops, that's not the right one. There we go. So you both have matching icons, and we'll know what that is. Galatar does have his Frost Shield, the Goodkin's Gift of Protection spell.
He has both his Frost Shield and he is currently concentrating on Tasha's otherworldly guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tasha's sick vibes.
And it's the upper one that, if that ever ends up coming to
The
effect.
radiant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an effect for that.
Darn. Well, let me know when you can make my character have spectral wings, and I will be even more excited.
Party.
If that was a thing.
That
I
would be
keep
so
losing
cool.
connection to the server. Keep getting little red error messages. Okay, so just to recap real quick where we are. We are on round 6 of combat. You guys entered this giant temple. You started fighting a pair of ice brood Norn shaman who were accompanying the voice of this sanctuary who's been corrupted by the dragon. About 3 rounds in, responding to the tolling of the great bell at the outer shrine, the champion of Drakkar, or champion of Jormag, named Drakkar, burrowed his way up into the heart of the sanctuary, burst through the floor, and joined combat. But after a round of pretty brutal hits, he was stunned for all of round 5. And now we find ourselves at the top of round 6. Kitri, Galatar, and Alexa are looking pretty rough. Brina's hurt. Birdie and Kala looking fine.
Well, after that heal from
After some
Kitri.
clutch healing.
I will also say Birdie still has that DC save on his Unbreakable Majesty.
Unbreakable Majesty.
Yeah, I believe I started that round 2. So.
Alright. So, at the top of round 6, Drakkar is going to use one of his lair actions.
Oh, rats. Not those.
Jeez.
As he
So can we just take
twists
it?
and writhes around on the ground, his long serpentine body kind of carving up the ice and snow, trying to get away from Brina's menacing sword. He sweeps one claw along the ground. At first you kind of think it's a gesture like he's trying to hit you, Brina, but instead his claws dig into the ice and snow and throw it up in like a curve around him as the
rats.
wind in his vicinity starts to pick up, and a little miniature magical blizzard shapes around him, and this howling wind and whipping snow and ice fills that area. And I believe in a 30-foot radius.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I'm in
Those of
30
you
feet.
outside it just see the place basically disappear with snow and ice and wind. This entire area is heavily obscured, so if you're in it, you're effectively blind. So you'll have disadvantage on melee attacks, and if you're outside shooting in, you'll have disadvantage on attacks. And yeah, that is the lair action. There's no damage that accompanies it.
Just can't see.
Wait, it's
That's
a radius of
honestly
30
so
feet, or what
rude.
is it?
Yeah, that
30-foot
is dirty.
radius.
That's 30-foot radius?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Also, I
that-
kept looking to try and find Kala, and then I forgot she was like up there in the far, so far away from
And
me.
is this effect
Solid
the like blue?
vapor.
Is that the blue swirling thing? Okay, just double checking. I
so
wasn't
it's
sure if
just
that
this
was
blue
just-
swirl?
Yeah.
Only
Oh, that's-
15-foot radius.
And you can't see into it or through it.
Wait, 30-foot radius or 30-foot diameter?
Radius.
Oh,
So that means it
it's
should be
bigger.
doubled.
Yeah.
No, from the center of his token, that's 30 feet.
Okay, I guess the blue.
I don't see blue out that far. I
Yeah,
see blue to
the
about
blue-
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. It's not rendering for you guys. No, there's another. It's not his little light blue. There's a whole big blue bubble.
Yeah, can't
Oh,
see
it's
that.
It's not
I was-
showing
See
us
the
that.
Double bubble.
yeah, I
Well,
see it
not
amount to
visible
about
to you
15
guys.
feet here.
All me see if I can redraw this.
Well, we can't see through it, can we? It's just complete obscured.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Double
basically
checking.
treat it like solid.
All right.
That's like honestly really rude because Birdie has 2 weaknesses, and it's if you don't speak common and if you can't see you.
It's fatal
Same
flaws.
with Kala.
Okay.
It's also my weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
rude.
no.
Oh,
Good play.
Can you guys see
That
that?
bastard.
Yes.
That
yeah,
I can
fuck
see.
me.
I think if I change the
Oh, it's so
opacity.
fun.
There you go. Makes it a little less ugly.
Yeah, that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there you go. That was wild. I was just like, yeah, no, 30 foot radius. That's what I'm looking at. But you guys couldn't see it. So that at the top of the round brings it to Kala, and Keytree is on deck.
I will bonus action take aim, which will just make this a straight roll.
Okay. Yeah, 28 will hit.
It's only 8 damage. No sneak attack.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, that brings it to Keytree, and then Drakkar is up.
I feel normally like Paula's turns, I'm like, this should be longer. And then a turn like this happens where she can't use sneak attack, and I'm like, what? I'm like, waiting. I need more time, but I have an idea. Nuts. I'm within his range, and he would be able to smack me if I moved out of it, wouldn't he?
Let me check his.
Or
some of
is
his
it
stuff has
because he
different-
can't
yeah.
see me that he wouldn't get the attack of opportunity?
You are within his bite range.
Okay. And he would still get the attack of opportunity, even though.
As far as you know, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna stand there for the moment.
I guess technically you wouldn't know, but he can see you.
Okay.
I'll leave that up to you, because like dragons have blind sight, but I don't know if you would know that.
I don't know if I would know that either. And we're going to cast, or I, not we, who's we? I'm going to cast Moonbeam at 3rd level. And if you want to make me roll for this, you can, but I guess knowing kind of roughly where he was before the, like, fog happened, I would try to place it on him. And he's a
You
large
absolutely know where
creature.
he is.
Okay, so can I put my little thing on here? It's like a 5 foot.
Yeah, 5 foot radius, right?
So I would just put it like.
If you put it at the intersection of squares, it'll fill like a 2x2 cube.
Yeah, can you just move that over to him? Can I do this? Why is my thing not letting me draw?
Try to make this do.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll change the color a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to make it like
pink.
pink or purple. Yeah, that's fine.
That's a good point. I could make it pink or purple. That would make much more sense. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see because he's on top of it, but yeah, you can get him.
It's there. We see the corner for at least keeping track of it. And so this won't take effect until, well, it'll be at the start of his turn, where he has to make a Constitution save, and then he would take damage.
Yep.
And that's my action. Oh. Bonus action. Oh, I have to be able to see on nuts.
Ah!
This is where
He
I'm
knows
cut
exactly
too.
what he's doing there, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
The dragon knew. The dragon knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dragon.
This will be the end of my turn then.
Mhm,
I'm just gonna
dragon.
stay. No. Do I risk a bite? That doesn't mean he can't not. No, I'm staying there. I'm staying here. That's the end of my turn.
Hey, he can't
Okay.
crit you at least.
So that brings it to Drakkar, and at the start of his turn, he has to make a Constitution save.
Yes.
That is a 30.
Oh, well,
I think it works.
I think he takes half damage.
I think so.
Half as much on a successful, so.
Yeah.
Ooh, this isn't. Oh, that's pretty good actually. 20. So 10.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
There we go. All right. That is all.
So
Every
you
time I
guys
hear
can
movie.
all, like, just kind of obscured by this raging miniature blizzard, you see the interior light up with an inner glow as this beam of moonlight, like, shafts its way down on top of this dude.
I'm
That
picturing
searing-
like, you know, the spotlights in Hollywood, like rising out of the fog. It just looks
Absolutely.
like a rave.
Yeah, and as that searing radiance impacts Drakkar, he twists around. And on his turn, he is going to use one of his abilities that he has not used yet. If I can find it.
That's not a good start.
I can't sentinel anything because I used my reaction to move on the last one, I think. For birdies. Shit.
Well,
The
I don't recall.
I wrote it
Mantle
down.
of Majesty.
Yeah,
Oh, you wrote it
so.
down.
did you use your movement?
I think so. I put use my reaction. I'm assuming it was for mantle of whatever granted movement. I could have specified.
You could have specified a round or something.
Right?
maybe,
Maybe next time. And
What
you know,
round did you take a reaction?
Well, I wouldn't have written it down.
Huh.
As it turns, Brina, you hear the scraping of this massive scaled body in front of you, and you can sense that it's shifting its attention behind.
Uh-oh.
Keetri, Galatar, and Alexa, I
Uh-oh.
need you to make Constitution saving
No!
throws.
no!
From out of the cold, you hear this terrible roar and this exhalation as a 60-foot cone of fruit and bread
There's
Wait,
nothing I
wait,
could
wait.
have helped with
How,
that.
where
Shorty.
It's
where is
okay, Ryan.
Keytree? Where is Keytree that she's getting hit by this? I don't even see.
Keytree-
right
it.
next
I'm
to
in
him.
the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Yeah.
Right.
Wait,
I
but where's
have-
Alexa?
Oh, I'm in a
Down here.
corner.
Oh, you're behind. Okay, I can't see you because of my vision's blocked.
25. How rude.
That's not good.
Also, just preemptively, I would like to use my reaction to also cast Absorb Elements. Because any amount of damage is gonna fuck me.
I think we use me using my reaction to cast Death Saving Throw. It's not enough, but I feel good about it.
So, Galatar, you take, if you cast, oh sorry, no, you succeed the saving throw.
Succeeded the saving throw. I've got the protection from cold damage, if that's what it is, on my Goodkin's Gift of Protection.
It is.
And then I
So
also
your-
want to
so your
add...
resistance to it?
Yeah, and then I also want to add another resistance to it with Absorb Elements. So it would be a 1/8
Well, so-
total damage, I believe?
So, I don't know if that resistance would stack, because the Absorb Element
Absorb-
spells gives you resistance to
Oh,
it,
does it?
but if you
I-
already have it, it doesn't say it cuts the damage in half. So I think
Yeah,
if you
that's
already
fair.
have
Okay.
resistance.
Then let's just say that, and I just won't use Absorb Elements. It's fine.
But you're fine, because with succeeding the save, you would take 27, reduced to 13 by your resistance. So you take 13.
Oh my god, that's still so many damage.
And
Keetri
How many
and
damage?
Alexa take 54 cold
Jeez.
damage.
Why?
yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Fuck.
Oh no, Joey's got a sad face.
Y'all,
Oh, Kitri's still up though. That's really
I have
good.
to. Okay, since I took damage, I have to What? How much do I
Oh,
have to get to do a concentration?
Like
20
26
something.
or something?
Half,
A
half
lot.
of 50.
27.
Well, good
think,
thing
would
I
be
didn't use this higher spell slot.
half the damage.
And this
What-
is
what's the
again a
damage?
Constitution
Half
saving.
damage.
4 is 27, so yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeehaw! Me and my little +2 where it's physically impossible at 13! The moonbeam is gone.
If you round up, it probably counts, right?
Honestly, I don't even know where I would have gone to somehow have avoided that because if I was gonna move, I was headed in the same direction.
So are you down
They
as well,
are.
Petrie?
I have very, very few hit points.
That is a sliver of
away.
The
life.
only thing that keeps me up were the temporary hit points you gave me.
Hey, let's go.
They do so much work in this fucking campaign.
They fucking pull their
Poor
weight,
Brina.
dude.
Back is hurting carrying the team right now.
Oh my god.
Let's fucking go.
Jeez.
Birdie's gonna have to drag all of our bodies out of there.
Birdie.
Birdie will just leave us. He'll be fine.
Alright, let's be real here. They'll say they were all destroyed in the nice cave in.
That's when Birdie will make his last ditch effort to seduce the dragon.
Charisma saving throw.
his like his shirt like comes off his shoulder. Like, how'd that happen?
It's been a long campaign, but so far no bard has tried to fuck the dragon, so I think it's about time.
Oh, guys.
That is all of Drakkar's action, which brings it to Brina's turn and
For his
Birdie's on deck.
turn.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, don't worry. I'll hit him. Big panic. Just gonna hit him again with Flame Tongue Longsword. I'm gonna reckless attack. We're gonna try and go for these natural 20s, baby.
Let's go.
That'll hit.
Now, oh wait, she's blinded. Is that?
Oh, do I get
Straight
disadvantage?
It would be
Or-
disadvantaged, but a 20 would still hit.
Okay. Alright, well. I'm gonna just, straight roll because I'll reckless attack. Okay, cool.
Is
So
that
16. Is that 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Party.
Wow, he has bread armor.
He's just so big. Alright, 16 and 15.
All right, yeah, two meaty hits. You're catching bits of this long spiked tail that lashes back and forth. Yeah, but you managed to hit twice in rapid succession. Good, solid hits. You see like dagger-sized shards of ice kind of snap off as you hit.
Brina's
He
just
is
trying to like
looking good.
get his attention if possible as well. Like poking him where it hurts, but poking him where it's like really fucking annoying. To try and goad him back in this direction. Here, Drakkar. Okay.
Okay,
That's my turn.
that brings it to Bertie, and Galatar is on deck.
All right. First things first. I'm gonna pop off a 6th level mass cure wounds.
Do you have to be able to see us?
No.
Oh.
A healing wave washes out from a point of your choice within range. Choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere from that point. So my 60-foot point here, I get to choose a point in 60 feet. I'd like to get it positioned so that I think that'll do it. Where Brina's within 30 feet and everybody else is within 30 feet as well. So, and I'll just kind of choose my companions. So I pick the point, and that I believe is within 60 feet of myself. So I think what happens is Birdie has his lute in hand, and you see this like he like plays like 3 notes, and there's these little kind of glitter bombs that like shoot into the sky and land like right there, and like there's kind of this wave that washes out from them. And let's see how much we heal for. Come on, baby.
Big numbers, baby.
24 healing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck, Birdie.
Okay. I do that. Then I
Well
can't see this
used.
guy, right?
No, you cannot see him.
And I can't see Galatar, and I can't see Keytree.
Correct.
Unfortunate. I'm gonna take a little movement here to see if I can get a beat on. Okay, I can see Keytree now. Okay. What do we have?
Well, you
here?
can't see her because she's inside.
Oh,
the
she's in the blizzard. Shit.
Yeah.
God damn, Alexa, that's all that healed you for?
I mean, that's a lot of my hit points. It's like more than a quarter.
All right.
I mean, she's alive.
Yeah.
Just a W.
Yeah, this is D&D. I don't do less damage at one hit
I don't
point.
think I don't think I have a bonus action that I can do really here. Yeah, I sure don't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gotta be. I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna hop back up to about right there, and I'm gonna kind of take a step back. That's where we're gonna go. That'll be my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he is
Oh.
going to use a legendary action.
He's gonna what?
What's
He's
he
going to
gonna
use his
do?
Ice Flurry
Oh, an
and
ice
sort of
flurry.
conjure some shards of ice and snow out of here. I think that's 2 costs. God damn it. These things don't reset. So I have to go in. Legendary actions. How do I recharge this shit?
Is there like a little check, one of those little boxes at the top of the ability pane?
No. Sources. 2 legendary actions. Resource consumption 2. Yeah, it's supposed to reset after his turn. And it's not.
Looks like we won this one, guys. I get it.
Well, shit. I'll just do it manually. Swirling ice and snow deal slashing damage to creatures within 30 feet of Drakkar,
Oh no.
and open non-magical flames are extinguished.
Oh no.
Not that that's relevant.
What is it?
So this is...
I mean, thank God I know I'm farther enough away out of that.
Yep. This is Galatar, Keytree, and Brina take 17 slashing damage. Brina
Oof.
halved to 8 because you're raging.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
Sexy.
that. Okay. And that brings it to to Galatar's turn.
Yeah.
Lex is on deck.
So I'm gonna fly up towards Drakkar, but on my way, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot off one of those sword-shaped motes of light that I've got at him at disadvantage. Okay, so it's a 23 on the first roll, and I don't know if that hits 17 on the second roll.
17 does not hit.
There we go.
That's okay. That's great. That's fine. It's only a 7th level spell, Ryan. All right. Then I'm gonna move forward, and I'm gonna try and chop at him, or like go
Were
for
those at
his.
disadvantage because he's in the snow?
It's a disadvantage because I can't see him. Yes, I rolled twice. The first one was a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Yeah, but didn't work out because we're in a blizzard. And then I'll take 2 swings at him, and the first one I'll put a little bit of green flame on, and these
Put
should
some
be.
stank on it.
These will just be regular because I'm flanking with Brina. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
I don't think blindness matters for that, so.
That is a 28 to hit on the first one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
It's do. Sorry.
So, like, how's the dragon looking?
Ooh.
Like covered in the
Can't
snow.
see him.
Yeah. Before he went into the snow, how was he looking?
Fucking great.
Big chunks of ice have been knocked off of him. It's like some of his scales have fallen and are just lying on the floor, and there's dark, glistening,
Okay,
sort of
alright.
glacier-colored blood dripping down. He's looking pretty hurt.
So on the first one, that's 26 points of damage, 21 piercing, 5 fire.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 19. So 32 to hit.
Yep, that'll do.
And a 5, so that puts me at 18 points of piercing damage on the second one.
Fantastic.
And that is all for my turn.
Right. He will use his last legendary action to swipe at you with his tail in retaliation. Yeah, it's just single target this time. I'm gonna have to roll this myself. 20. I think that'll hit. What's your AC now?
23 currently.
This will just hit.
If it looks like it's going to hit, I'm going to throw up a shield then with my reaction.
Okay. If you do that, it will not hit. You rolled a 23 exactly.
Is that off? Phew, dang. Alright.
That's his legendary actions. Which brings it to Alexa.
Yes. So, lying on the ground, I will quickly drink a healing potion from my belt from Kala. I almost did say Korra.
Ah,
13. Okay. That's just what I wanted to, was to get up into the 30s. And then I will spend half of my movement to stand up, so I can hopefully get some kind of vision. I don't think. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the one step and then a step back, cause fucking dragons. And yeah, just blindly into the blizzard, I will pull out my green eye and shoot some acid right off in there. Oh, sorry, I meant to say I would quicken that, so I can actually do that and cast a spell as a bonus action.
okay.
So he will need to make a dexterity save.
$14?
Ooh, he takes 23 acid damage. And then we'll take 12 acid damage at the start of his round.
Yeah, okay.
End of his next turn, not start.
For the next turn. Gotcha. Galtar and Keecher, you hear just... as this acid starts to burn away the frost. Yeah, alright. That brings it back up to the top of the round. He will use...
Does his blizzard endure?
It does.
Fuck. I was looking through my spells and literally like every single one is like, a creature you can see within range.
In hindsight, he should have used this first.
Yeah.
Mental note.
That would have been brutal.
Right, oh, here
At
comes...
this point, he will
This
use
fire
his
dragon puts up a
final-
cloud of dust.
Oops, that's not what I need.
Gotta get some spells.
You guys
Blind.
hear one heavy clawed arm dig into the ground, and then you hear this faint cracking sound and a snapping, almost like the shattering of a ceramic plate. And Kala, flying towards you out of this blizzard sphere, is a big dagger-sized chunk of ice as it rips one of its scales off, throws it at you, and as it embeds in the ground in front of you, it shatters. And 3 ice methods form in your space. Or
Three
in the space.
what ice?
Little impish
like an ice
creatures.
elemental.
Small impish creatures made of ice.
What a dick
This is like
move.
freaking Final
dick
Fantasy
move.
X, man. What is this?
Sin all of a
Wild.
sudden.
This is sin out here that he's just summoned. I'm done with it.
My days.
I will drop my bow and pull out a short sword.
Okay.
I can only pull out one weapon, so bonus action take aim. And I will
Okay.
go for this guy.
That'll definitely hit.
29.
29 damage. Okay. Yeah, so with one expertly aimed thrust, this tiny, or I guess, are they tiny? Are they technically small? Small. So he's about like 2.5 feet tall, but as it's fluttering there with its enchanted icy wings, the one right in the center, you thrust your sword through and you just spear it. And as you kind of impale it, the wings kind of fall limp, and you watch as the ice that it's made of starts to crack and snap and pop, and suddenly it bursts, and you take 24 slashing damage as the shards of ice just burst in your face.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
It's the end of my turn.
All right, that brings it to Kitri.
That is really
Or next.
mean.
Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and use. Yeah, I can reach him, right? Technically, like I could make a melee attack.
Let me move rotate this token a little bit. You need to get 5 feet closer.
Okay. Well, in this case, there's no way I can get. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna get right up next to Galatar. So then I think I'm within range now.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to hit him with an inflict wounds.
Okay. Is that a save on his?
Oh, it's a 13 to hit.
Unfortunately, 13 does not hit.
Yeah, so it doesn't do anything.
You go to reach,
And
and he just moves out of the way because he can see it coming.
you know, and then I will. Oh, nuts. Going to bonus action and wild shape. I don't know what I'm gonna wild shape into. Can I get? Well, I'm going to wild shape and then I'm going to move. Is the plan. So.
What,
Can I
what level
do
are you?
that?
14?
I think.
Yeah, so
I
you can go
think
up to
I'm gonna
CR
wild
4
shape.
now?
What?
I think you can. Oh no, sorry, you're not Circle of the Moon. My bad.
I was
I'm
gonna
an
say
idiot.
my max CR is a 1.
Brown bear, dire wolf, giant eagle.
I think I'm gonna do a dire wolf.
Wild shape. Boom, boom, boom.
And then I will use this opportunity to then to get past Galatar would be 10 feet.
In your large form,
I can't do it, can I?
no, you can. Yeah, it would be 10 feet. Because even
Also-
going around him, you'd squeeze through the 5-foot space. But yeah,
Is
You're
it
good for
still?
10 feet.
I can't remember. Is it difficult terrain on all the squares up here, or was it just a select
it
few?
is. Actually, shit, we haven't been doing that. The first
Well-
time you guys move on your turns, you should be doing dex saves.
Oh, we have
Well,
to.
should I just make a deck
Slippery
save
ice.
now?
Except for Brina and I,
Yeah.
because we got the
and
good shit.
Galatar because he's now flying.
Oh yeah, so we definitely
Is
definitely never
Kala
did the deck
using
saves.
her fucking? Okay, so Kala.
Okay, I would have been fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
It's
a
just
DC
me.
10.
All right, so I would have been fine. Would I need to remake the save as a dire wolf?
We'll say it's the same for now. We can hit it on your next turn.
Okay, well, I'm
It's
gonna.
fine. It's an easy save.
This means now I only have. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna go all the way to here. I think that's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I think I'm good. And if that makes it an attack of opportunity, I will risk it for the biscuit. But
He would get a bite attack.
yeah, come at me, bro.
That will hit.
Okay.
A 22 hit. So the wolf would take 11 piercing damage and 7 cold damage for a total of 18.
Okay. Sweet.
Ooh.
All
I love
right,
the-
we're done. That's my turn. Sorry, guys.
You're good. I love the idea that like Brina and Birdie are like skipping around on the ice, and then like Kalas and Galatar are both flying around, and then Alexa's like in the back corner, like sliding, and then like it gets knocked unconscious, comes back up, and is like still fucking wobbling.
Pitter pattering.
Accurate.
Just
100%.
hands and knees, hands and knees.
Pitter pattering
Right.
around.
If I stay prone, can I just have difficult terrain and no deck saves?
At the end of Keetrie's turn.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, he had used all of his legendary actions at that point, so he can't use any more. So after this turn. So let's
Till
see.
now. So at the start of his turn, when he gets them all back, legendary action.
Great, cool. Okay.
Yeah. I'm about to get gone.
All right.
There's it's about
Brina and Galatar have been hitting him, so I'm gonna roll a d20. If it's odd, he'll attack Brina. If it's even, he'll attack Galatar.
But I was being so intimidating with my little sword, hitting his little tail.
Yeah, I'm just a tiny, weak little wizard boy. Don't hit
Just
me.
a little guy.
You're gonna try. I tell you what,
Oh, rats.
we'll split the difference.
Oh, great.
He's
got 2 attacks.
He's gonna try to
Change my life.
constrict Galatar.
Oh, friendship.
That
My
will
AC
not
is
hit.
still 28 because I haven't gotten back from the turn yet.
Yeah, that will not hit because that is not a saving throw.
Phew,
Alright.
thank God.
So he tries to like lash the lower half of his body around you, and that does not work. So he turns and will make a claw attack at Brina
Let's
That will
go, baby. Oh.
for slashing damage reduced because you're raging would be 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
Not roll well on that, and then he will try to bite you as well.
Owie.
It definitely hits for even less damage. Oh, well, not quite. 9 and 9, so it's 9 piercing, 9 cold. Which you're resistant.
It would be 6, I think, total.
I think you're right. Yeah, and then 2 for the cold. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 damage total. Fucking useless attacking either one of you
OP.
fucks.
OP.
Jesus.
It's my big muscles, dude. My powerful, sexy, beautiful.
I'm just looking at Brino's health bar with such envy.
Oh. At the end of his turn, he takes the remaining 12 acid damage.
Bernie's pumping that.
Yeah.
And I
10
forgot to
HP
roll
out,
my
bro.
wild magic.
Ooh,
But nothing
yeah,
happened.
do that. Okay. So we'll turn him around towards Brina. And speaking of Brina and her big sexy muscles,
Heyo.
let's see what they're doing. And Birdie's on
Heyo.
deck.
Still can't see him, so I'm just gonna straight roll. Wait, yeah, no, I still can't see him. Cool, cool, cool. This is still reckless attack. But,
Okay.
so he,
22.
oh, he has advantage on hits against me.
Yes, he does.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah, no, he hit you both times. He just rolled shit for damage.
Also,
did
if you
hit me
didn't want
both
a
times.
reckless attack, you are flanking with Galatar.
whatever.
It doesn't matter. He has advantage anyway because she's blind.
Aw, rats. Okay, I imagine 14
Oh,
doesn't
good.
hit.
14 does not hit.
Yeah, it makes sense. So right, that's 16 points of damage, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep his attention. I don't know what that would.
What I didn't do.
This is when Brina tries to seduce the dragon.
Yeah, Brianna starts to take her cover off. No, she's pissed. No, she's pissed. This is the guy that literally corrupted her brother and fucked up her whole fucking family. So she's spitting and yelling and cussing and whatever that looks like, and trying to keep his attention over here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I will say for now.
You hit him one solid hit. And as you go to swing, he rears back and gives you a nice roar in anger. He's pretty hurt.
Good, get fucked.
That brings it to Bertie.
Okay. I am going to move down this way a little bit. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's see. I'm going to be able to get there, I think. Yeah, that's where I want to get. Alright, I'm going to get right there.
Okay.
The dragon disappeared.
Behind the pillar.
Oh god, it's the pillar because I can see his whole like shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like he's a big boy. Like I know that pillar's
I
not
would
that
say
big.
that you can see him. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'm just gonna fix that right now because it's just a pain in the ass.
First thing I'm gonna do. Bonus action. Second level healing word to Alexa.
Okay.
You get 10 healing. Then Bertie reaches down from his waist, pulls up the flamethrower. He's pointing straight line 30 feet into the fucking, like, he's you know where the dragon sounds are coming from. He's gonna spend 4 charges to fucking try and coat this thing in
Okay.
tar. And so I need it to make a dexterity saving throw.
16?
Fuck me. Fuck. Damn it. Yeah, it's 15 on that particular thing. So nothing happens. Yeah. Cool. I'll take a step. I think that's all my 30 feet of movement actually, so that's it.
There's an edging joke right there as you move just to the edge of the blizzard, but I'm gonna let it go. Brino, you hear a thunderous shake as this massive body like dances out of the way as this burst of flame lights up that space from the inside once again.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's
I know that flamethrower.
turn. Yeah, you see the line of flame from within.
Recognize that flamethrower anyway.
Right.
Okay, so that brings it to Galatar, and Alexa's on deck. Oh, I will say, at this point, he is going to use all 3 of his legendary actions.
Say less.
Oh, no.
And like, no one can see what he does, but all of a sudden there is a resounding crack, and Kala, another one of those ice methods, just explodes next to you.
Ooh.
You can just splinter them. I still didn't do the fucking thing.
I don't think the ice methods have taken a turn.
You're
I
right.
kind of don't want to break it up.
They're supposed to go
but-
after him. I
Okay.
had forgotten that. So they are gonna make a claw attack. 12 does not hit you.
So more ice methods?
There were 3, and she killed 1, so there are 2 remaining, and they're supposed to take their turn after Drakkar, and I forgot.
Gotcha.
One of them goes to swing at you, and you just dance out of the way, but as you dance out of the way, it puts you in prime position for the other one to critically hit you with his claws, but they deal shitty damage, so 7... Wait. 12 total damage. As you kind of back up and you find yourself being pushed into the claws of this other creature, it just starts to rake down your back. You feel like a cold chill, you know. But then one of them explodes suddenly for 20 slashing damage. And that brings it to Galatar's turn.
Okay, seeing that little burst of fire go by, I'm gonna follow it up by trying to send one of those little swords of light at his head. At disadvantage, 24 to hit, and then yeah, 28. So the lowest was 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Which means I'm just gonna do. So 1 second. There we go. Not great damage. 23 points of radiant damage.
Respect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 high ones, 2 low ones. And then I'm gonna take the first swing at him again with a little bit of green flame. Maybe try and chop off the end of that little tail he's got there. That's a 19 plus 13. Yeah, 32 will hit.
Yep.
It's 18. Wait, let me double check. Yeah, 18 points of piercing damage. And, ooh, 7, 6, 13 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
And then I'll take. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I just say he as you hit with your crown of swords, he turns around, taking that hit, and you get another one of these satisfying roars of anger. You just feel the rage and the coldness of that breath as it sort of lunges towards you with jaws agape. How do you want to do this?
Oh shit!
I didn't think we were that.
I want to do the thing where, you know how like in the old movies and stuff, you always have like that dragon going for the kill, and then the guy like takes his sword up through the top of the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he comes towards me, I want to like take the sword with green flame in it and like stick it right up through his mouth.
Yeah. So Alexa and Birdie in prime position, and Kitri as well, I guess.
Wait,
as
is
he-
the blizzard gone?
Yeah, as Drakkar turns, it lunges forward, and at first you don't see that, but his head lunges down towards Galatar and steps upward with his green flame blade, and as the sword pierces the roof of his mouth, juts into the skull, the glowing blue flame eyes turn to green flame as he is roasted, and he just kind of slides down with a last gasp, and the blizzard around him just falls like a pile of slush onto the ground around you. You all notice that in a similar fashion, the howling of the wind outside begins to die down rapidly. As
Good.
Drakkar breathes his last gasp, you guys have the inside of this temple littered with frozen, half-exploded bodies. There is one ice mephit remaining that I will just, for the sake of speed, say that Kala quickly dispatches.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, I think you and Alexa still look a little rough, but I'm happy
Yeah.
to. I know. I still have some healing left, and
Oh,
I
I can do the Beacon of Hope thing if you want.
yeah, I was
for
gonna
your
say
healing.
that's what I was kind of gonna do. Like I can do that as well, but if you got the spell slots, baby, I'll.
Yeah, I can do it if you want to like use whatever spell slot you would have used for to heal.
I got. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do a 10-minute prayer of healing. Give everybody some juice with that.
I'll come over to
Beacon
where
of Hope
Birdie is.
is
30-foot
minute.
radius.
Oh, you
I
made him
think?
all bloody.
Yeah, so Beacon of Hope won't work for Prayer of Healing, but I can hit some of you with stuff. Oh, damn, messy.
Yeah, you stinky.
Stinky boy.
Yeah, so my wings will go
Stinky
away,
Drakkar.
and I'll put the Beacon of Hope like right on Birdie as the center point.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I think Galatar is the worst off here. So I will give Galatar a 3rd level Cure Wounds,
Thank
which
you.
is
Caravans.
29 healing for
My
max.
man, what a hero.
And I'll give Alexa a 2nd level Cure Wounds, which is going to be 5, 21.
Damn.
And I'm going to save my 1st level spells for another time.
Also, as Birdie's like doing the healing, I want to go ahead and like take my like extra cloak off and try and wrap it around that like super cold sword that he had.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys kind of get situated and gather together, and these pulses of healing magic start to bounce between you, Galatar, you take your extra cloak and throw it over, and as you begin to wrap it, you can feel through the cloth that this is an extraordinarily cold object that you're holding. You gather that it's fortunate that you did not touch it with your bare hands.
Reina, do you want this sword?
Yeah, let me get back to you. While that's happening, can she start cutting teeth out of its head?
Drakkar?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She wants 10.
Simple enough to do.
1 for each of her siblings, herself, and her parents. Everybody gets a tooth.
And what you find as you're getting up close, it's a little more difficult than a normal creature. This does not have like typical flesh and blood gums and teeth. These fangs are extraordinarily dense and heavy and jagged. It looks almost like a piece of obsidian that you've like flinted off, so it's like all faceted weird, but they're razor sharp, almost like fossilized T-Rex teeth. But there's this faint, sort of icy texture to them. Yeah, easy enough to grab 10. I'd say you probably make a bit of a mess with the others, like knocking them and breaking a couple, but yeah, it's easy enough for you to pull out. You've gotten teeth from animals before.
She'll give the shitty ones to the siblings she likes less. So, kidding.
Rough. I will sending Ice Raking and just give him the all clear. Let him know that we've seemed to have purged the former voice and claw, as well as the dragon Drakkar.
He responds after a moment and just says,
I hoped so when I saw the blizzard begin to thin. I will await your return with great excitement.
I want to look down in this hole.
okay. Yeah, you
Does
go
it-
over the edge and
Does it like go all the way through, or is it like filled in with rubble as it,
it's hollow. It kind of bends out of the way. You got he didn't come at a straight trajectory, but it is like a 10-foot wide hole that just descends into the heart of the iceberg.
I'd like
As
to.
you stick your head over, you kind of vaguely hear the sound of the waves echoing upward.
Can I go over to the room over here on the side that I think at one point I accidentally went into and didn't realize what I was doing? But just want to look around, see what's in there.
Yeah. Easily identifiable are furniture that are built for Coden, large-sized creatures. There's the wreckage of a bed that looks like it's just everything's covered with a thick layer of frost, like a frosty morning when the dew was really heavy, and it turns the grass all blue and white. But it's just like every surface. There are no windows. The bed's sort of like caved in, and the wooden beams are starting to rot and they're broken down. To your right, as you enter the door, is a good-sized round table with what look like cracked, like ceramic pottery shards, what used to be a bowl or a plate, and some silverware. A small stool, and then in the corner, the northwest corner, is what used to be a wardrobe. The outline is still vaguely standing. It's kind of tottering at an angle, but the door's been ripped off and it is empty.
Oh. After looking through that room, I will go to the one just north of it, I guess, and just check that out too.
Alexa doing that too.
Jaw.
Yeah. As you guys kind of poke around this room, it's a little bit bigger, and some of the trappings kind of almost melded into the wall, kind of buried behind this thin sheet of ice and rime. It seems to be the voices room. It's a little more formal. There's like some, not tapestries, but like banners almost, that seem to hang down the walls.
Did it
Most of
seem
them are-
like the voice that was the frozen voice that they were like staying here, or it was like long abandoned?
Make a survival check.
Ah, there it is. Oh, nuts. Well, that's a 14.
14, it's not bad. It looks to you like there are... There are no signs that something has been sleeping in here or living in here recently. There are fresher tracks that indicate things have kind of come and gone. With a 14, you would notice that there are large Coden-sized tracks and also like a handful of smaller, relatively Norn-sized tracks. And as you and Alexa kind of search that room, given plenty of time, because there's no threat, you find that in the ruins of the wardrobe, because this has very similar kind of matched furniture, you find a small wooden chest. The wood itself is long, dry rotted, and it is just kind of like half open. It's sitting open like an inch or two. The hinges are frozen solid, but as you kind of pick it up, jigger it around, you can hear something rattle.
Can I
I'll try
force
to
it open?
Yeah, I'll try to help.
Or like
pop
hold
that
it for
puppy
Keitri to
open.
bite it open?
Easily enough. It takes a little bit of effort because they are pretty well frozen, these hinges, but you eventually, all of you kind of hear the sound, and the lid kind of pops off. The hinges themselves kind of separate from the dry rotted wood. Inside, you find a small vial full of kind of an iridescent liquid, and what looks now, at this point, I think you're all familiar enough with scroll cases that you recognize a scroll case.
I do. If I get Alexa to put a little taster of the liquid on my mouth, would I be able to identify the potion?
Yes. It is a clear liquid, and you notice that the liquid, as you turn the vial, the liquid floats at the top of the container, and has like little milky white impurities drifting in it. But a little taste, and you are able to identify it as a potion of flying.
Cool. Should we go give these back to, I think the only person who uses the scrolls, unless you want it, would be Galatar.
Well, I'm definitely going to give it to Galatar. I once got a scroll a long time ago, and then I kind of lost it, so I don't trust myself with scrolls anymore. I wrote down that I have a scroll. Don't remember what the fuck it was. Yeah, no, I'm going to Galatar right away, because I don't trust myself with scrolls anymore. I think it's a third level spell. Can't remember at all what it was.
I really
Well, if
love
it was a
that, man.
sorcerer's
That's
spell,
so
it would
funny.
have to be. I probably
It was
have
a
it in my notes
long
somewhere.
fucking time ago. I mean, I could probably tell you how long ago, but we're talking like session 30, 40, long fucking time.
I bet if you tell me exactly, I can look it up after and find out what it was.
Well, anyways, cross that bridge later.
Do you think who would want this potion of flying? Do you want that, or
I can make myself fly, but Brina might if she ever has to go for another, impromptu swim.
that might actually be a good idea? And so then I will give Galatar the scroll and Brina the potion of flying, but they might have a little bit of direwolf spittle on them.
Oh, cute. I have the boots that fly, but you only have so many pockets for things, so I'll hold on to this for the time being. She tries to wink. It's not good. Sure. Oh. Can I can I pull Alexa to the side briefly?
What you need, Brina?
Hey, I don't know how much juice you got left in your tank per se, but are you able to tell Alvar that we did kill Drakkar?
Oh,
I don't know
yes,
if there's
absolutely.
He's probably busy, but so were we. So if you have the space.
I'll send him a quick message and just say, Halvar, this is Alexa. We took care of Drakkar. He was scary, but not as scary as your sister.
There is a long silence. You think it might not have reached him, but eventually you do hear. And at first you don't know what to make of the sound. Make an insight check.
24. I have good insight. It's hard to ever remember to use it.
You recall that a good portion of Halvar's face has been kind of deformed with this hard, icy texture, the Dragon Jormag's corruption. You're also not used to hearing very large, very strong men weep. And you gather that there are a couple of choked back sobs. And there's just this ragged sigh. And then Halvar says,
Then it is done. She did what I could not. This is good.
and that's all.
He seemed proud of you. Emotional.
He always was a crybaby, so makes sense. Thank you, Alexa.
You're very welcome. And I don't kill us all.
Nice. This one is
Fireball.
through and then fireball.
Yeah, that would have been fucking epic.
That would have been unreal.
Send you a message, get the reply, and then we're up.
So you guys
Thanks so
all
much
see, as you kind of gather back in the center of the temple, you see Galatar walking over with this very large. It's a great sword. It's a huge sword wrapped up in his cloak. And Galatar, Kitri brings over a scroll case to you. I assume held in the teeth.
There's a little dribble on it.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't have thumbs as a wolf.
No, that's okay. I've got prestige. I'll fix it later. Hold on, let me give this to Bruno real quick. And then I'll try and kind of hand her the sword. I don't know if I can identify it because I have to touch it. I don't know if it works through my cloak or whatnot, but it's yours.
I'll hold on to it for a minute. I got so many goddamn swords at this point.
And Brina, even with your resistance and resilience to the cold, you feel it is an unnatural coldness to this blade as you touch it.
Yeah.
Your danger sense is tingling.
Does she get the sense that it's like corrupted, or it's just
For sure.
Okay, cool.
From what you saw in your vision and seeing it
Oh,
revealed in
it's
combat,
that. Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
100 P.
100 P. Cool. We'll circle back to that, I guess.
I will say with a quick perusal, Galatar, you are able to discern that the scroll handed to you is of advanced magic.
Ooh.
It is quite a rarity.
Okay. Do I have to like roll later to figure out what it is, or is it
Not
able
to roll. Once you spend some time with it, I don't know how long you guys want to sit here. If you want to sit and like take a short rest or something, you can just find out what it is. Like it's fine, but
Oh,
it just takes some time.
I do want to ask real quick. Does this look like the place from my vision? Because I thought it was a wooden place, but this is all icy. Is this just like ice covered over the wood? And there, because there is the raid dais.
Yeah, there's wood behind the ice.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that this was the place I saw in my vision, or if there's some other place we need to look for.
Yes, your vision was of the corrupted voice standing before a brazier of cold blue flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to triple check.
If we have time and we want to rest, I could just get back some of my spells that may be helpful on the journey back.
In one day back, isn't it?
Well, I picked up a rock when we were back where the Corden are currently living. So if we go pick up ice raking, I think, teleport all of us back to the
Yeah,
Corden
we gotta
settlement.
pick up our boat.
Oh, I have our boat right here.
Oh,
Yeah, it folds
Oh,
up.
and
It's
do
I
we
thought we
need
left
to do we need to do you need to rest in order to teleport us back?
I do. I need an hour to rest. Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't really need anything. I'm not, 100%, but I'm
Well, here's
fine.
a quick crazy idea. Do we want to go to Ice King, or do we want to bring him to us? Now that the storm has stopped, we probably can fly, and I've got plenty that I can go pick him up and bring him back.
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, we have to get on the. Can you just teleport from here?
Well, if Ice Striking is with us, yeah, but I can't like
All right, we gotta get
teleport
ice striking.
him without being near us.
We gotta meet
We
up
just
with
ditch
him.
him. Thanks for bringing us here.
Get on a bus, huh?
Yeah.
Hit the road, mister.
We've blown his mind with magic already so much.
I'm fine waiting.
Maybe I should.
Oh yeah, if
Short
you
rest.
want to take the short rest, I can
Yeah,
go get
short
him.
rest might be good.
Yeah, if you want to bring him back, I mean, then we don't have to take the boat back across the water. Even if it is calmer now, it would save us time.
Plus, just more magic to blow his mind with.
That's true too.
Are you going to cast a spell on him so he can fly, or are you going to hold him? Because I'm gonna be
Oh.
honest, Alexa, I don't know if you can pull that
Yeah, no,
off.
I will recast it. I have enough for that.
Okay. Alright, just checking. I believe
You know,
in
I'm
you.
not carrying anyone but myself.
Respect.
Yeah.
Why don't you take Ibu with you just in case anything happens, so that you just kind of have an emergency thing.
yeah, Ibu will protect you.
You
Yeah.
gotta keep your safe.
Don't
Ibu
worry.
is an excellent build at
Yeah,
notifying
he
people.
will carry ice raking.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, okay.
I
You guys are
appreciate
just-
it. He will at least be able to get back and tell us that everyone that we're dead.
Yeah, exactly. How are we going to find the bodies in the water?
Don't say that.
Good boy, Ibu.
I would
Should
say
be
as
nicer
you
to
step
my
out
owl.
of the temple, you gather that the wind has died, and the overcast sky, while still overcast, has grown steadily lighter in the intervening moments. So you're gonna cast fly and fly over to ice raking?
Yes. And then I'll recast upcast so we can have it on both of us, and I'll take him back.
Cool. There is that awkward moment where someone who's never experienced the joys of flight and is a large polar bear man in heavy armor is
Yeah.
like zero.
I'll try and give him some
gravity and trying to
rudimentary
stay
lessons.
upright and, yeah.
He
You know,
can
like
fly.
use your mind focus.
He can fly.
By the time you make it back, you begin to descend into the interior. You can hear Ice raking just like gasping and pointing out places that he is familiar with, and looking at just the swath of destruction that you people have carved from the bow of this sanctuary through hordes of ice brood minions up to the temple. At this point, there is a small break in the clouds, and shafts of sunlight begin to filter through, and you can kind of see them popping up here and there between you and the horizon in different locations, and they hit the water of the sound, which is surprisingly clear, and the glittering of that light fills Ice raking with pride and with joy. That's kind of the state that he's in when you land and arrive in here. And Galatar, I would say, in that intervening time, you realize that the spell on this scroll is interesting. It's not a scroll that you could. I guess it would be it's a spell scroll, so it's one that you could expend, and it can be used by a wizard, a sorcerer, or a druid, and it is a 7th level spell that will let you conjure a whirlwind of your own.
Ooh.
It is the spell Whirlwind.
Ooh.
Can I look at this thing
The brazier.
while Alexa's flying? Yeah, like, can I check that out and see what it is?
I'd
And...
like to, join call up.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know
hey,
what it is, but I'll just hang out.
Actually, Brina, you've grown up in places where ritual,
Totally know what it is.
like ceremonial fires, are crucial. Your people gather around fires to tell stories, to cook communal meals. There are braziers burning throughout the Great Lodges, and this is a very large ceremonial brazier. But as you look in, there's no wood. It is just a constantly burning blue flame.
There's no, like,
Okay.
charcoal in there or anything? It's just...
As you kind of look down, it's hard because there's active burning flame, and it is, like, cold, but so cold it kind of burns a little bit. Like, you can't get close and, like, put your hand in it. It would hurt.
Okay, so if you try to touch it, it hurts.
Yeah,
If I put
you get the
something
danger
in
sense.
there, will it catch fire?
What do you
Like
put
if,
in there?
like a piece of paper.
I take out a little bundle of sage,
Heavy fucking
Fucking course you
asshole.
and I
Toss this little bundle of sage in. You watch as it instantly, like on its way through the flame, petrifies into a solid chunk of ice and falls into the bottom of the cauldron.
oh, that's a waste.
Is
And
it
you
this?
just see at the
Badass.
bottom, like, there are the remnants, like ashes and leftover coals from old fires. But currently, there's nothing actively feeding the flame. It appears to be a source of magic.
We
I mean, Bertie, if you
Kinda
want
dig
like a
this-
real fire to burn some sage, I can make you one.
Oh no, I mean I was just testing the waters here.
If
I'm
we try
down
to
to
dig the
4
sage
sage
out with
bundles.
like a sword tip or something, does it stay frozen?
We spent like 20 minutes like we've got like I've got one.
I'm gonna come
sage,
back
you've
and
got
everyone's gonna
another.
have frozen arms.
Push a
It's be
little,
like,
push a little towards
I
me.
don't know how it happened.
Yeah, as you, what sword do you use, just out of curiosity? You got a bunch on you.
Shadow touched longsword. Seems like a longer one might help. I don't know.
As you dip that sword into the flame, you see that the tip freeze and this thick frost begin to creep up the blade the further you push it into the flame. And as you get down to the bottom, like, you can feel yourself tapping at this frozen chunk of sage. And as you withdraw the blade, the end of it just sort of like fractures and crumbles. You have like a third of a sword left.
Hmm.
Oh
Said shit.
shoot!
Yep.
That was your sword.
Don't say it like.
Yep.
Oh.
It looks kind of boss, you know. It's like you pull it back and it's got this like shattered end on it now, and you like try to activate it, and there's just this little wisp of black, shadowy smoke almost that sort of like just fades off the end of it where the blade used to be.
Guys, I feel like the rules don't
Birdie
put
like
shit
kind of like
in fire.
kicks some dirt. Like, wow, that sucks.
Yep.
Anyways, did you get my sage back?
Anyways, the
Is
sage
it the
still in
same
there.
like unnatural fire that sheathed the sword in that dream?
So the flame that covered that sword was actually visible during the fight as the voice
Okay.
wielded that weapon,
Cool.
and it is very similar.
Great.
As Ice Raking makes his way in, kind of leaning on his massive ice maul, he sort of surveys the scene. As he takes in Drakkar's body, his eyes go wide, and there's just this expression of disbelief. Then as he looks around the sanctuary or the interior of the temple, hard to read a Ursine face like that, but he is overcome with the sense of profound loss and sadness. But he tells you that if you're going to rest here for a moment and heal yourselves, catch your breath, he would like to meditate and perform a ritual that would cleanse the brazier.
I was gonna say, well, we already rested, but if he wants to do that.
He says it'll take him about an hour.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a great time for that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All I need is to mourn the loss of her sword.
So if there's anything else you guys want to do on the sanctuary, if you want to walk around and have a look, at other things, you can. You've got about an hour to kill. Otherwise, we can pass by that narrative.
Oh, well, yeah, I'd like to use that hour just kind of studying Drakkar's body and maybe getting some samples of like the scales or other things. If I could like break off a piece of them,
Yeah.
so for further examination later.
Absolutely. There's plenty of him to be had.
I'm definitely wandering around the sanctuary as a whole.
It's interesting. It's very large architecture. You can see like a lot of the pillars that form parts of the walls that are now buried in this ice have very intricate carvings on them. Similar, though not exactly akin to what the Norn adorn their homesteads with. The themes are similar, but these are almost exclusively bear iconography and strange, like foreign glyphs and sigils and writing that you don't recognize.
Before Ice Raking starts this cleansing of the brazier, can I ask him about this sword? And if it's I'm just gonna show it to him. Hey, get a load of this.
As you sort of hold it,
Whip it out.
almost like laid over
Yeah,
one arm, like a baby, and you sort of unwrap it so that you're not touching it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that even now, like a thin coat of this dancing dark blue flame kind of edges over the blade. And he takes a moment to look at it and says,
I had heard of a corrupted Kodan artifact. I did not know what form it would take. We should return this to Song of Final Exile. I believe the Voice and Claw can find a purpose for it.
Cool. I am glad you said that because I was gonna throw it in the ocean, but I do recognize that
I am
perhaps
glad that you did not.
I was probably gonna take out a little frustration on the sword, but I do acknowledge that it is a corrupted artifact of your people, so perhaps you're right. All right, get back to work.
Takes a couple steps closer to you and puts this massive bear paw on your shoulder. Leans down his huge polar bear head and like touches foreheads with you.
Mm-hmm.
As he raises back up, he just says,
This is a good thing you have done. This sword was forged by my people long ago. Perhaps there is still some good work that it could help create. We shall see.
For sure. Yeah, we will take it back. Thank you, Dad. I mean, Ice Raking.
Daddy, Daddy, I'm sorry, Daddy.
He turns.
He
and,
has paternal figures that she cares about.
takes his hammer and kind of starts stumping his way up the dais. As he plants it on the top step, he turns and takes one big hairy arm and wraps it around Bertie's shoulders.
Yes, Daddy?
That's exactly the sound
I
he
know,
makes
it's
too.
like different bear, different bear, different
He
bear.
says, "Little songbird,
Oh, little.
I wonder if you would be so kind as to loan me some of your sage."
I had that exact thought. And he pulls out 2 sage bundles, one for him and one for Mr. Codenman, Ice
If
Raking.
I give you a tune, could you accompany me with your instrument?
But of course. And he'll use a little prestidigitation and both the sages start burning. He just kind of snaps his finger and like pulls his lute out. And
starts a little bit, and he
I
looks
think
at you.
he sits like crisscross applesauce like on the stairs. And he's just like waiting.
This is the first time in 87 sessions someone has actively asked for the sage rather than sage.
I
being
knew it
thrust
would come in
upon them.
handy one day. By golly.
The long game.
Oh god.
I'm down to my last 2 sage bundles. I'm gonna have to stock up.
Whoa!
You bought out the entire stock in Lion's Art.
Yeah, you guys spend another hour kind of hanging out, doing your thing, and the sort of sonorous voice of Ice Raking fills this chamber as he chants in the native kind of Coden tongue, which is a strange kind of guttural, very toothy language. As he chants it, it almost sounds like Tibetan throat singing, like but there are clearly inflections of words in it. Coming from such a big creature, it's a very deep, very resonant sound. As the ritual comes to a close, he stands and begins to pace and stamp his hammer into the ground as he paces around the brazier. And when he makes a full circle, he takes the hammer in both hands, raises it up in a very ceremonious gesture, brings it down with a thunderous crack on the ground just before the brazier. And with that last note as it fades, the flame in the brazier turns from blue to a vibrant yellow, so bright it's almost white. It's very reminiscent of sunlight. And immediately there is a slight pop and crack as bits of ice begin to crack and shift, and chunks begin to fall from the ceiling and the walls. You can see this cleansing of the dragon's corruption begin to take hold. And Ice Raking just says,
I thank you. The process will take some time, but the healing has begun. We will send scouts to secure this sanctuary, try to lead it closer to shore in a safer harbor. When you are prepared, we should make our way back to Song of Final Exile.
Yeah, we can go actually straight there. I can use magic to just take us all immediately back.
If you liked flying, you are gonna love this. And if you didn't like flying, you are going to hate this. So.
It is an acquired taste, but if this is within your power, then I am eager to see it.
Yeah, just be careful. Sometimes, you know, people can experience nausea on their first time, dizziness, headaches. Just talk to your doctor if you experience any of those things. You should be fine.
Are we counting this as a short rest?
Should be
and then-
like 2 hours.
Yeah, and then so I'll say for Birdie's like song, like accompanied with ice raking, that'll be his song of rest. So if anybody took a hit dice, you can add an extra D10 for your hit points.
Did we want to take anything for the bar? I don't know if we've gotten any sort of memento or souvenir since we've been here.
I mean, a lot of people, didn't we get something from ice raking? No, not from ice raking. From
Hey,
Drakkar?
I
mean,
got
we
10
could get
teeth,
something.
but that was for personal purposes. So if you want,
Ooh, what if we cut off his tail? His tail's pretty wicked looking.
they...
His head would just be a lot to, bring back.
Where would we
That's
put the tail? Like, over the door frame or something? Like a...
Oh, no.
Use it as like a
come on.
window shade pull?
like a garland of sorts.
I hate
Decorative.
minimalist villains, to be
In all,
honest.
in
Like,
all
it makes
fairness,
it so difficult.
have we been paying anyone to, like, taxidermize or, clean off these bones
think
we've been bringing
everything
back?
is
Or,
working.
We use
We clean them all
prestidigitation.
with magic. Yeah, what do you mean?
or
Clean?
are we just
They're
letting...
absolutely clean.
So-
Eventually,
so-
Tim will
It's
learn
the
how to
natural
do
curing
prestidigitation.
process,
Just
honestly.
stinky bones, Trollskull bar.
Between Kala's experience and Brina's experience in taking trophies from hunts, I will say that giving Drakkar a good solid look over as you have in the last 2 hours, his physiology is strange in that his upper jaw and like his cheekbones, forehead, nasal plate, and the horns that curl back from his head, like underneath the horns in the back, it attaches in a strange way. It's almost like that upper section of bone is separate from the rest of him. Like not from his body, but like his lower jaw and his neck, like you could easily separate that and just take the top part and it would be
Ooh.
like easier to carry. And
So, like, the
potentially to
piece
mount.
without the jaw.
Yeah.
We should do that. That sounds
Is it something big enough for me to lay in like a tub?
Yes.
Yes, we must
Not a-
have the bathtub
About a
skull.
tub, because it has eyes and nose holes.
Oh,
You could
those can be
absolutely,
fixed.
like, fit
Just
in
use it as like a chaise
Oh, no,
lounge
don't
or
fix the
something
eyes and nose
shorter.
holes.
But if you
Yeah.
inverted it,
Yeah, like that's what I'm
He
saying.
could fit in it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
You
it's,
could
it's gonna be my
Use
bathtub.
it as like your own personal little chair thing. Just in the
I
bar
say
that
it would
just
make
has
an
like
excellent
Alexis.
chair turned upside down with the horns as like the back legs.
Yeah, you could literally put your name on it.
I
You
will
guys-
think about it. Options.
This is a creature that has tormented
Oh.
my family for years, and you want to turn it.
And wouldn't it be
Yeah.
banging to lay in it and like
I
set
think
it
it's
on
a great
fire?
idea, honestly.
Don't you want to
Soak in
humiliate
it?
him?
I will say that as you're looking at it, like this is a creature of manifested enchanted ice. So it's like fused into the bones almost, and you gather that if you were to separate this and take it with you, it will remain icy cold.
oh,
so
but it's
more
not,
like
not gonna melt.
it's like an Arctic dip tub.
That's
Okay,
an ice
oh.
bath.
Listen, what if we put, like, we did beers that people could take to go, we put them in this so they're nice and chilled. People could just pick them up, they can take them with them, they can pay extra for the cold
you could
beer.
fit
Is there
if you
an
could fit
open
Alexa, you could fit a small
container
keg
law?
in it.
Yeah.
Is there an open
I've heard of these
container
things that like slide liquid down them to you.
Dragon Skull
That's
Liquor
cool.
Luge.
That would be awesome.
I don't know if that's ever come out at D&D before. That might be a novel thing.
I'm glad I can create ideas.
Creation is not.
It's a good one. Yeah, let's definitely take this.
Yeah.
Easily done.
How heavy is it?
Yeah. That's a good
Heavy.
question.
But between Kala and Brina, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Are we just
I
like
mean,
carrying it like it's a fucking dresser? Like-
Well, so while it's not being it's not being teleported, I will use my tensorific choker to activate a disc, and we can set it
Yeah,
on
I would
that.
say it doesn't weigh more than 500 pounds, so you're
Yeah.
easy to carry that.
So you'll have to hold it as we teleport, but aside from that, I'll carry it with the disc.
Yeah, good.
Rock on.
All right, where do you want us to set this?
Yeah.
Over here? Oh, a little to the left.
Think of this:
oh.
you guys start walking into town, and there's this invisible disc that's hovering dragon skull plate is just
The
like floating
screen.
in the air behind you. It's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
But we're just so
We could
cool.
have a parade.
All right.
You cast teleport.
Yeah, we all ready to go?
Hmm.
Eh,
Brina, you got a good tight on that skull?
Yeah, I got the good grip.
Let's
Alright.
rock and roll.
X-Raking, is there anything that you all need to check out while you're here, or? I imagine
No.
that now that it has been cleansed, you guys will get to come back, possibly.
That is our ultimate hope. Though repopulating this sanctuary will likely have to wait until the threat that Jormag poses has been addressed.
You can multitask.
It'll work
It
on
might make a good forward base of operations for your pact. I shall discuss this with the Claw and the Voice.
Great idea. Also, before we go, can everybody just wait a minute? I want to go grab like a rock or a stone. You know, if we've got to come back here, just to kind of make it simple.
Like
So I'll just try and find like a
literally
little...
carrying a bag of rocks.
He is.
You are
But they all
already-
have tags on them.
Yeah, they all have like a little piece of scroll paper that they've just been wrapped in.
Ice
It's my
Raking
rock
says,
bag.
Oh.
You know, I
Here,
make fun of
believe
Gally, but I'll
this
probably
will work.
borrow his rocks one day.
and he reaches
You're
into
always
the
welcome.
brazier
Oh,
and he pulls out like a little glowing coal and kind of tosses it in the air a little bit.
Oh, hot, hot. There. I believe this will do.
That was the coolest thing anyone has ever done. Oh my
Wait,
god.
is it
I
actually
mean, it was kind of
hot?
hot.
The rock is warm to the touch. It's not burning a hole through you, but it's hot.
But it's not cold anymore because he cleansed it.
Correct.
everyone makes fun of Birdie's
his
sage.
arm is
Everybody makes
fine.
fun of Gally's rocks.
Could you get? Is it? Could you just
Sage
like?
is gone.
Oh fuck me!
He kind of looks at his arm and looks at you.
The flame of Coda has a special relationship with we, her servants. I would not advise sticking your own hands into the brazier.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well,
I just thought maybe it had restored the sage too, but I guess it's fine. It's it's fine. I'll pick some up later. I'll pick some more up later. I wouldn't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up.
Bree, I
He
think
just
if
sorta
you
nods.
burn a business card, that's like giving it to Coda.
Ooh.
That's true. Probably still wouldn't be able to find
I'm
us,
okay.
but-
I'm okay.
Very expensive paper.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I think actually. Thanks though.
Ice Raking, just out of curiosity, like how do you just do that ceremony wherever you want there to be a flame of Coda, like for a brazier if you were to create a new place, or like how does that work?
No. The ritual of cleansing is something I was taught a long time ago. In my youth, I was once on track to become a shaman, a priest of sorts for Coda among our people. My path diverged. Creating a sacred space like this is something only a voice is gifted to do.
So the voice talks to Coda and then Coda delivers the flame.
Something
That's
like that.
pretty cool. Cool. There's a lot to learn about the Coda. I'd be
Much to
very
teach.
interested in talking to you more. I've heard you're great blacksmiths. That sword Brina has looks amazing. So.
Thank you for the compliment. We are accomplished smiths. It is true.
Yeah.
I believe that is why your huntress came to us, seeking our smithing techniques to help your pact. I have no
that makes
doubt
sense.
the voice will approve of this now. You've proven valuable allies. Strong.
That's fantastic. All right. Are we all ready to go?
Let's boogie.
No, he did not.
No.
That's yeah.
He
And
is
we leave
dead.
Ice Raking behind. Yeah. So Okay, yep, just 8 people within a 10-foot cube, which I think we can do. Oh, if you target an object, sorry. Yeah, so 8 creatures within my range. Okay, so we should be good.
Yeah.
And I will just teleport us right back to that. I think the pebble came from like the little outside area where ice raking was doing
Yeah,
his
it's a little
whole
training ring.
practice. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a good safe space to go. You
Yeah.
guys feel that pulling sensation, and as the world kind of whirls around you, you very suddenly, with the guaranteed destination of an item in your pocket, find yourselves back at the Song of Final Exile.
Oh yeah.
Birdie casts his Tensor's Disc, and you guys float that dragon skull into town, and the Coden
Yeah.
are just like, they're excited, but Coden excitement is muted, as is much of their life, being as sort of dispassionate as they are,
It's just
very monk-like.
powerful nodding.
They're actually like some golf claps.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't get
As you
too
guys come in,
crazy.
like a couple of
That
them
is-
raise their
shit's
weapons
going wild.
and
Okay.
like these low bellows. Victory, things like that. But it's
Let's
very low key.
Like people clapping when the plane lands.
No.
Yeah. You guys are shown into the chambers of the voice, and Air is sitting there with Silent Snowfall, who is now the Claw. You are welcomed back, as enthusiastically as Coden are wont to do. Verena, do you present the sword?
To song. To the voice and the claw. Not to like the general public.
Right.
Yeah.
So, as you reveal it to them, Silent Snowfall kind of looks at the voice for like a long couple of seconds, and eventually the voice just kind of gives a slow nod, and Silent Snowfall turns back to you and covers the blade back up with Galatar's second cloak, and holds her massive paws out to take it from you. She turns to kind of face both you and Air. Let's see what she says.
It said song and it was like silent snowfall. There's
It's
too much alliteration.
Yeah, Song of Final Exile and Silent Snowfall. She says,
Huntress, it is a great achievement that your champions have wrought today. The cleansing of our home is a debt that we can never truly repay. But our voice insists we keep our word. You have proven powerful and competent allies. It would be wise for us to share our resources and band together to fight against the Elder Dragons. As a token of this new bond, we will remake this fabled blade, destroying the corruption and forming its component parts into something new. As fire both destroys and creates, so does the will of Coda. She turns to you, Brina, and says, there must be balance in all things. This is the Codan way. Coda teaches us the dual nature of the world, in all its wondrous variety. Fire can unmake, it can scourge and burn away the unclean, it can purify. Fire can also nourish, protect, and transform. Fire is as it is, and neither aspect is greater or more worthy than the other. Would you channel the heat of Koda's flame for destruction, to strike in righteousness against those who seek to overthrow the balance? Or would you gather the warmth of Koda's flame to shelter those who seek to restore the balance?
I mean, is both an option?
She smiles and shakes her head.
If you offer me this blade, I intend to use it to strike down Jormag, the one who helped create it in the first place. 30.
Sorry.
It would be fitting for him to die of the weapon that he helps.
Our smiths will melt this blade down. We will reforge the steel into something more appropriate to symbolize our newfound partnership. She turns back to the voice, and the voice sort of slowly gets up, kind of showing its age, and says, "A pair of bracers, I think, for the great warrior." And there is yes, nods of assent throughout the chamber as other Coden kind of gathered around the edges nod and agree. So they're gonna melt the sword down and make a pair of bracers for you, but you get to choose whether it is an offensive item or a defensive item.
Okay.
This is a great choice.
What speaks to Brina? Neither choice is more worthy than the other. Both are necessary.
That was such a good one. I think after this encounter with Drakkar specifically, and realizing that her work isn't necessarily done, she'd go with offensive.
Okay. Let's see.
Plus, it's Birdie, fucking ass.
I'm gonna strike him down. Like, fuck yeah, bro.
I,
He was like, I'll go with the protection one, but he's like, bro, come on. Like, that's not the brand.
Silent Snowfall makes a deep bow and takes the sword out of the room. And you guys are treated to a hot meal. Big feast table is kind of brought into the space, sitting kind of low for a Coden. You guys actually kind of pull up about chest high as you sit on cushions. But they load it down with food, fresh fish and game.
So
and
does that mean it's
berries.
like above my head?
You're kind of standing on your cushion. Yeah, to like get your arms up on it.
Super.
Eventually they bring in like a high chair. You know, and it's actually appropriately sized for a tiny Coden.
This bunny demands a high chair.
The bunny demands.
I've got to find a token for that or something.
For Jormag, at least, I need to have a bunny token for Jormag. I can make one from Hero Forge, I'm sure. Just give me. I'll have to remember to do it. I don't know why I didn't. Anyways,
as the
note to self.
Evening kind of comes on and the feasting continues, Coden kind of come and go, and everyone wants to hear about what happened, especially Air. She sits through every retelling from all of your different points of view. You hear the Coden start to speak positively for the first time about their future and the current state of things. Some of them immediately talk very optimistically about going back to the sanctuary, taking control of it, occupying it, rebuilding it, and these are very quickly met with more measured responses from the elders who are like, yes, we will do this, we want this, but it's going to take time, we have to get there, we can't send half the village because we still need people to hunt and do stuff, but plans are being made. Air begins to talk with the voice about, and Silent Snowfall once she returns, about the logistics of cooperating with the pact, what they can and can't share, things like that. They do tell you that it'll take a day or two, probably the better part of a day, to melt the materials down, forge the bracers, and then like finish them up, like put some leather on the inside and some fur edging or something like that.
No rush. That's cool.
Do you guys want to stay and wait for them, or they can bring them to you at home?
I mean, in Lion's Arch to find home.
Yeah, Lions.
Over?
Like they
Okay.
can send them back with air, and she can bring them to Lion's Arch or send them by a messenger or something.
Well, if we stay today, I mean, we could just teleport back to Lion's Arch tomorrow, and there's no
I mean, do we
reason
really
not
want
to
to stay in the cold more?
You guys are
I mean,
such
if we travel, we're
babies.
still going to be staying in. I can put up the pavilion if you want to be warm.
Where?
Hmm.
Where do they look like a bomb?
I can even put it in like a really nice hot bath or something, you know?
Yeah, since the whole hot tub idea turned into an ice tub.
Yeah.
Ice beer tub.
I believe my room already has a private bath.
It does. You have your own bath, yeah.
There are a couple of younger Coden who are obsessed with the upper skull of this draconic champion. You know, listening, hanging on your every word, just like running their hands over it. You know,
Like a little
you guys are
gaudy.
rock stars up here.
That's what we do.
Alright.
I'm okay if we stay up to Brina. It's her stuff, I guess.
We can.
Look,
You guys are really cold. Yeah.
True.
yeah, but if we leave, aren't we just
Not
going to
really.
be traveling back in the cold? Like, it's not like we just instantly go back to Lion's Arch. Like, don't we have to walk back through all the snow? I mean, if we just stay here, at least we kind of warm, and then we just teleport.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. We can just kind of.
It is warm in their buildings.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
just like also always.
No.
It's
People live in
freezing
Alaska and
everywhere.
Make it
I'm
work.
right in thinking
I
they don't
come
have,
from
like, a
the
gate here,
jungle.
right?
Yeah,
This shit's
I
cold.
actually my complexion requires a temperate climate.
You know, I would have thought living in Lion's Arch would have thickened the blood a little, but this is just on a level of unnecessary
I
words.
scooped
So
both
cold
Alexa
lips don't
and-
words.
I scoop them both under my arms and just give them both a big warm Brina hug. Or do you feel better now? Okay. Let's just, we'll kick it here. At least until
Yeah. We'll wait,
Skeletor can
we'll wait.
teleport again.
Plus,
Yeah,
this gives me more time to learn about Coden culture, so I'm not going to be mad. I'll see you guys later.
Who needs to organize these rocks?
Teleport
Yeah,
has got to be
absolutely.
next on the list.
Galsar just immediately goes off to figure out how I can learn more about the code.
Trying to think
Yeah,
if
you guys
I-
have plenty of time this evening to visit with them and talk to them, make acquaintances.
I don't think I could teleport.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've explained this, but you definitely learned over this time that Coden's names, being very strange to your ears, are kind of fluid. A Coden is called by a name that describes some kind of significant event in their life, and so if something definitive happens later, their name will change. But that is why they're called things like Ice Raking or Silent Snowfall and things like that.
So,
They make
so
him
what's,
like an excellent curling
what's
player.
what is ice raking? Like what is that?
his significance, I guess, that event.
He says, without direct RP, he explains that the sound of icebergs raking against one another, like the grinding of the ice, was the first time he felt fear. He was on an iceberg on the sea for his first time, and when it hit another, the sound was absolutely horrifying. And it was a defining moment of his life because he had to overcome that in order to be a Coden, basically.
It's really cool.
So who decides then your names? Like, do you pick it? Does someone else pick it? Like, do you have to decide that what event was significant enough?
Yeah, it's individual to each Coden.
So then do you just could you just start saying, now my name is
That's exactly how it works.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we could start calling ourselves like Drakkar skating.
I think that's cultural appropriation. Just for the record. So I don't know what their stance is on the desert.
I mean, you can
Maybe I
change your
am.
name whenever you want, right?
Right, Kitri, if you don't like your name, we can call you something else. I mean,
I
we call you
know.
Yeah,
Bear
anybody
Tree
could
from
just
time to
change their
time.
name.
Yeah, before I was Birdie, I was Bob.
Ugh.
So
I
It
forgot
just
about
feels
that.
weird
It
when
didn't
it comes out
fit.
your
Like
mouth.
mentally
Also
block
forgot
that
about
out
that.
for you, and
Yeah.
wow.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's heard your
Oh.
stories of combat. Ice raking turns and says,
Yes, you might begin to call yourself Wolf's Teeth Snapping, or something similar.
Moonbeam beaming. I'm sorry.
Moon.
Boom, boom.
The old lore. Moon.
God damn it, Moon.
yeah. So you guys spend some time getting to know the Coda. You get a long rest, uninterrupted, so you can hit that button.
Ooh,
Long rest.
get all the magic juice back in me. There we
It
go.
magic juice back in there.
Get all that magic juice back.
Oh, look at those HP.
Unfortunately,
Sure,
reset.
you get rid of that Hero's Feast effect.
Yeah.
Uncheck.
The very sad loss of HP.
Yeah. Around the end of the next day, around the time the sun begins to set, you guys are all called together at the training grounds.
Ooh.
And a much smaller, but still about the size probably like a beach ball would fit into it, brazier has been sort of set up in this space. The voice is standing behind it with a great staff. Silent Snowfall stands off to one side. Erstegalkin is there. A couple other Coden have kind of gathered around. There are a couple sitting beside the group playing drums and pipe instruments very softly. The wind coming off the frozen lake that they're beside is kind of whipping up a little bit. Not too terrible, but it is brisk. They conduct a very brief but very formal ceremony of gratitude. They thank you for your accomplishments, for doing what many of them thought could not be done, and you are presented ceremonially with the bracers of Coda's Wrath, and they are in your inventory now.
Sweet.
Just
Fucking cool, bro.
Fucking cool, man. Oh!
What do they
give
do?
you-
What color
they
are
give
they?
you Resistance to
that's
fire damage.
Oh.
You
When
just
you
resist to every
rage,
fucking thing.
The Coda's flame burns within. While you rage, you emit bright light for 10 feet, and dim light for 10 feet more. And each creature within the 10 feet of bright light near you that ends its turn within that bright light, at the end of each of your turns, each creature in the bright light takes radiant damage equal to your strength modifier, which I think is 6?
Yeah.
Flame on, bro.
Flame on. Bring it, Hotman.
Oh, when you rage, you just deal 6 damage?
There's more.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What else does it
Additionally,
do?
When you take damage from a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see,
What?
you can use your reaction to like stretch out a hand towards them or turn your wrathful gaze on them, and they have to make a dex save, or they take 2d10 radiant damage as Coda's flame lashes out at them. I actually need to put a DC for that on there. I
That
just
is
realized.
spicy.
That is cool.
It is momentarily wreathed in a radiant flame. More
You gonna remember all this stuff?
I'm reading it right now.
Wait, there's more? Tell us more.
Don't mock
Gosh.
me, Jimmy.
the final part, the relentless focus. Those two components were righteous scourge. The relentless focus is that the Coda's flame burning within inspires you to succeed in battle. If
Oh,
you fail
man.
a saving throw while you're raging, you can re-roll it, but you have to use the new roll,
Mm,
and you can do that once per rage.
dang.
But you
That's
but you know
cool.
if you only if you fail the save, so you know you failed, and then you can re-roll.
Just fucking rules.
That might come in clutch.
Actually, though.
That might.
Wait, can I ask what the defensive one would have been? I'm so curious. Did you have like different items made?
I do. So it's the same resistance to fire damage.
Uh-huh.
The defensive enchantment is called Invoke the Flame. While you're wearing the bracers and you're raging, you would have been immune to being charmed or frightened.
Oh.
Kind of like a berserker barbarian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you're charmed or
It's kinda
frightened when you go
clutch.
into the rage, it's still there, but it's suppressed, like suspended. Additionally, when you would be subjected to a magical effect that causes you to make a strength or con save to take half damage, you would instead take no damage on a success, but full damage on a failure. It's not quite evasion,
Mhm.
but it's 2 saves. That's actually based on a different magic item.
Hmm.
And then the Eternal Protector feature is if somebody casts a spell like Raise Dead on you that has the sole effect of restoring you to life, they don't need material components.
Mm.
Hey!
Ooh, that's neat.
Oh,
No, you couldn't go
Flame,
wrong.
like-
Those were both incredible.
No
It could have been
regrets.
really
No
cheap
regrets. Coolest spot.
it would have been really
Yeah.
cheap to raise Brina from the dead.
I'm never gonna die, Shorty, so I'm not even worried about it.
Challenge
If-
accepted.
There we go.
If Brina dies, she dies. Like,
Yeah.
that's she's
To
Brina's
be
just
fair.
gonna-
Whatever, we're bringing her back.
yeah. She also
She'll be
by the end of the
pissed.
campaign, she's gonna have double resistances to every type of damage. So you know.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds. Oh, fuck,
straight.
dude.
Yeah, well done.
Over that, well, over the next day or whatever, she'll unattune from the shield and the flame tongue longsword, and reattune to the Frostbrand greatsword and the bracers of Coda's wrath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, wow, guys. Ooh.
So
Rolling in the
my
magic
head,
items.
they are like a metal plate on top of your arm that has
Mhm.
like the intricate sort of Viking knotwork themes with bear faces. Leather kind of underneath with a bit of like fur lining around the edge, but the front end has like a little metal plate over the top of your hand and little
Mhm.
bear claws kind of over the front,
Cute.
like little Coden paws.
That's really cool, dude. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Ryan. Oh gosh.
That was hard to come up with. That was a recent addition.
That's fucking crazy. We got so many
Cool.
goddamn swords, dude. This shit's crazy.
Originally, like back when you first had the vision, it was going to be the sword.
Mm.
And you've got like 2 that you really like already, and it's like you don't need a fucking another one. So
a lot
I had
of
to
fucking
come up with
swords.
something else.
No,
Yeah.
that's sharp as hell. Oh!
awesome.
Guys, okay. Snaps.
Ah.
Snaps for the bracers.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you guys want to accomplish while you're at Song of Final Exile?
The second day that we're there while we're in Bruno's Bracers, I'd like to have a lunch and use Kolinar's Fabulous Feast to create a bunch of chicken so that all the Coden can try it. You know what I mean? Just really get a taste for it.
Well received.
And then I'm going to tell them about how good our food at the tavern is, you know, that if they're ever in Lion's Arch, just stop by.
Or boost tourism.
Noted.
It's like
Gotta do what you
when
do.
the Coden diverted from the path is when they like developed a near addictive craving for chicken.
It's breaking Amish, but it's breaking Coden. They just come to LA for the first time.
The Coden on the street corners like, hey,
It's like, hey,
get chicken.
Got some chicken, man. Chicken.
I would've
try out
Get-
these
get
pop
Coden.
rocks.
James, if you gave a Coden a pop rock, it would kill him.
You give a Coden a sour Skittle, it will die.
If you give him else, okay. Oh, good.
All right. No, I got nothing for you.
Easily done, and with that, we'll say you teleport back to Lion's Arch. Air is going to stay there for a couple extra days to continue talking and travel back to Hullbreck with some representatives to talk to Pact leadership. And you find yourselves once again, we will say, sort of early in the evening, back on the brine smelling streets of Lion's Arch, the salt spray from the sea, the fresh breeze, getting warmer now as we get to sort of early summer, late spring.
God.
And I will say, as you get home, like as you're getting down towards like Trollskull Alley and the I think it's the Market Ward that you live in, you notice there is an uptick of activity. There is a sort of bustling vibe. Like the town's always vibrant and alive, but now there seems to be not necessarily urgency, but a tension in the air that is palpable. It's not quite anxiety. It doesn't seem like people are on edge. You've seen this town in fear after the dragon attack on the crow's nest. This is more something big's happening, and everyone's just kind of holding their breath. I think that is a good place to call it for the evening.
I like that.
I was like, we could just take a break, and I was like, oh, it's 8:45.
It is in fact 8:45.
Ooh, I'll have to